Hello and welcome to Mr. Barton's autograph video number 16. Now I know I said last week that will be the end of stats and data for a while, but a couple of requests have come in over the emails this last week, so I thought I'd best tie up a few loose ends with regard to other things you can do with group data. So if you're not in the mood for statistics, feel free to ignore what I'm going to say for the next few minutes, and I promise, absolutely promise this time, we'll move away from data next week. Okay, so let's crack ourselves open a new statistics page as usual, and we're going to go to enter group data. Now in the last couple of weeks we've looked at actually popping raw data into here and then getting Autograph to group it, but of course if you actually just want to plug in some group data yourself, that's not a problem. If you want to change the class intervals, this area of the screen is what you're after. Now as I say, Autograph tends to favour equal class widths, so if you know that you've got equal class widths of say 20 or 30, you can put a minimum and a maximum in there and you're flying, and then enter your frequencies down here. However, if you don't have equal class widths, then not a problem here to enter some yourself manually. Now there's some that Autograph has already selected, and that's the first group from 0 to 40, then 40 to 50, 50 to 55 and so on. I'm just going to chuck in a few extra groups here. I'll have a 60 to 80 group, I think I'll have a 0 to 10 group and so on. Okay, and now I'm going to manually enter some frequencies for those groups. So I'm just going to check I've got the right amount of groups. I've got one group which is 0 to 10, two groups, 3 groups, 4, 5, 6, 7 groups there. So I need 7 frequencies, so I'll have, just making these up, 12, 23, 15, 18, 19, 10, 25, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice. And we'll click OK there, and there's our group data. And we'll just whiz in a frequency diagram or a histogram here. So I think we'll just have frequency on my y-axis for this. Plot up, fill in, sounds good, and there we go there. Now what I wanted to show you now is that's one way of doing it. Your other ways, you might actually have some data from the internet or whatever, or on Excel that's already grouped, and Autograph can cope with that quite nicely as well. So if I just go again to enter group data, and this time I am going to go to here, use XF table. Now that blanks everything else out because this is all you actually need. And if I go to edit, you'll see I've got a nice table here. Now I need left-hand limits and frequencies. So if I just call up my Excel spreadsheet, that's the way data might be presented. So what I've done, instead of having the inequalities, I've just taken the lower limit because that's what Autograph wants, and it always wants a final limit as well, just so it knows where to close your data. I'll just select both of those columns, right click, and I'll copy those. I'll just go back to Autograph, right click, and I'll paste those in. Notice again it's got the headers and all that kind of stuff in, which is nice. So there are all my lower limits and there are all my frequencies. If I click OK there, I don't need to do anything else, and if I click OK, that's going to appear down there. Now watch this, this is quite nice. If I've got group data 2 selected, if I click histogram, this time I'm going to actually plot downwards. Now if I click OK, not looking great because I can't actually see the thing, but if I click this little button here, Autoscale, what you've got there is you've got the 2 histograms on top of each other for easy comparison. Now notice if I wanted, I could change this X label to whatever height, blah blah blah, using the edit axis menu as we talked about a while back. But what I want to finish with here is just taking another look at this statistics box. If I select, let's take this first data that I did, so group data, and I'll just make sure that histogram there is selected. Now if I go to view statistics box, that gives me all my information there, which is nice. But also if I click on this one, table of statistics, then I get all my beautiful inequalities with their midpoints, with their class widths, with their frequencies, and all the calculations worked out there, sum of frequencies and all that kind of stuff. And if I want that for my second set of data, not a problem. If I click on it again there, then that all appears below it there. And you can obviously copy that, paste it into Word, and do whatever you want. Okay, that is definitely the end of statistics for a while. Take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.